Good afternoon. Welcome back. It is Saturday, September 23rd, 2023. We have about a week left in the month. Then we'll move on to October. I can't believe how fast this year is going. Got a few birthdays, a couple events to talk about real quick today. Back in 2001 on this date, Dale Jr. wins at Dover in what would be the return to Cup Series racing after 9/11. So pretty big event there. Of course, popular driver at the time, Dale Jr. kind of what the NASCAR community really, probably if you could pick a driver to win, he was the one that everybody wanted to have win that day. Then on this day in 2017 in Kentucky Motor Speedway in the Xfinity race, Tyler Reddick wins his first ever race in that series. Of course, he has went on to become a two-time champion in that series. And in a weird twist of fate in that in doing that, he did it in consecutive years for two different organizations. So that's quite a task. So let's move on to birthdays. We only got a few of them today. Born on this day in 1959, sadly passed away in 2003. He's kind of that lesser known of the three Whittington brothers, Dale Whittington. Because you had Bill Whittington and Don Whittington, and Dale was just kind of didn't race as much, but still he does have a legacy with that family. Of course, even though some of the family's history, this seems to be a month where we've had a lot of shady dealings with different folks in different series, especially with some road racers and IndyCar drivers and such. But that was the case with the Whittington family. There's podcasts out there that can tell you more, but Dale was kind of the lesser known of the three, didn't race as much, wasn't in the news as much. If I remember right, he was the one that crashed on the starting line when Kevin Cogan crashed back in '82. I'll have to look that one up because he did start the Indy 500 with his other two brothers, so again, kind of a little bit of history making there too. Born on this date in 1981, only ran a handful of F1 races for the minority team back in the mid-2000s, then moved over to Champ Car and later IndyCar. Robert Doornbos. He won a couple races in that final season for the Champ Cars in 2008. Moved over to IndyCar, didn't have the same success, as that was a very, very competitive series. I guess Kart IRL kind of merged, quote-unquote. Excuse me. But we'll move on to the next ones. Born on this day in 2000. I know I've got his card somewhere, but I was able to find a couple that we ripped yesterday. Mr. Ryan Vargas. Of course, he kind of hops in and out of different cars. I do know that he has been a crew member of the Johnny Davis team before. I'm not sure which team he's with now, but he just kind of races whenever he can get an opportunity. Again, he's one I'd really, really like to see get in a decent ride because I think he could make something happen. And our final birthday, born on this day in 1983, he's got one surprise cup win in 2011 in a very, very iconic race. And he works for Fox today. And it's not Trevor Bayne. Kind of strange. He won an iconic race, and he works for Fox. It's Mr. Regan Smith. Of course, Regan got his start in the then Busch series. I can't remember what team he was with. And it's funny, his rookie card is actually in 2004. And this card's from 2003 because they did not count inserts and such as rookies, but he's got a rookie card in 2004 press pass. He ran a season or so for the Renzi team, had, you see, McDonald's sponsorship there. I thought this was a team that was going to do something. They really didn't, but listening to Bobby Hamilton Jr.'s podcast and the way he talked about the Renzi team, things just didn't click with that team. He moved to Cup in 2008. Actually made a few starts in 2007, the year that Almirola was supposed to be split in time with Martin, and then Almirola moved to Gibbs, so Regan Smith, who was driving Gibbs' Xfinity car at the time, moved up and ran a few races in 2007, and then 2008 ran the full schedule in the 2001 car that was really unsponsored. And they would pick up different ones. Here you see Principal Financial Group. He did win Rookie of the Year. And to my knowledge, he was the first Cup Series Rookie of the Year that did not score a top 10 finish. So that was just based on a little research that I had done at that time. He ran every race but two. He did not run the road course races. And beat Sam Hornish Jr., Dario Franchitti, and a few others for the award that year. He moved to Furniture Row. in the years following. Ran a couple part-time seasons, ran a couple full-time seasons. Like I say, in 2011, got the organization's first win and his first win at the Southern 500. Excuse me. He then bounced around, kind of became a super sub of sorts. He did run a part-time schedule for James Finch, had some good runs there on the speedways. Moved to the Xfinity Series again with Junior Motorsports. Had a few standout years there. Came close to winning the title, but never did. Excuse me, these allergies are going nuts. Moved back to Cup with Tommy Baldwin Racing. You know, he had a third place finish at Pocono one year. Then the race that Chris Buescher won in the fog. Other than that, he just kind of became a sub again. And then he did relieve sub for Dale Jr. during one of his concussion hiatuses and did fairly well. There's the Furniture Row car. We know that one very well. And there's the Tommy Baldwin car, the regular, and then the Darlington Alan Quickie Memorial Throwback. Excuse me. So Regan, one of these drivers that had some good rides, had some good wins. He did win several times in Xfinity for Junior Motorsports. But Al Geyer, I guess, brought some sponsorship and was able to procure a little more sponsorship dollars and got that ride. And he's had that ride ever since. And Regan has gone on to have what I would consider a really, really good career as a pit reporter for Fox. Being a former driver, a former winner, and such, he does really, really well. So anyway, thanks again for watching. Really, really do appreciate it. Thanks again, and we will see you tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday.